Hey, Bath Campus family, excited about this season of vision that we're into right now. We're calling it Through You, Through Us. I've been talking a lot about opportunities that God has created for us that are incredible. And we've been talking about those on the weekends. So if you haven't caught up on those conversations, you may want to do that. But those opportunities focus around our student ministries, our young adult ministries, our sports ministries, and the potential of starting a special needs department. Those details are out there. I encourage you to watch it. But I want to talk to you just a minute about how we would respond to that, okay? So the big goal of Through You, Through Us is to have 1,000 different households embrace the efforts. And we're going to lay these efforts out in two phases. One is through a resource effort, and then the other is through a relational effort. So God has given us these incredible opportunities. We're having trouble keeping up with those opportunities because they're so abundant. We need to wrap them in resources and wrap them in relationships. And I want to talk to you about the resource portion of that here in this video, okay? So here's what we need. We need 1,000 families, 1,000 households who would intentionally, regularly, and in an ongoing way start to invest financially in the ongoing work of Grace Church. So to give you an idea of that, we had 1,009 households who raised capital for us to build the gymnasiums and the nurseries. So this would be 1,000 households who in an intentional, regular, and ongoing way would invest in the ongoing ministries of Grace Church. And where that would show up is in what we call the general fund, okay? So this is different, this effort's different. We're not trying to tackle a project where we raise money for 3 years, pay for a building, and move on. We're trying to increase the availability of resources. And where those resources would go intentionally, regularly, and then ongoing is into that general fund. The general fund is where the bulk of the ministries of Grace Church are funded from. So think about funding the children's ministries. Think about funding youth ministries, young adult ministries, our urban partners, our missionaries overseas. Think about like the staff and how we support them, the buildings that we care for now that God has given us. That's all through that general fund. And that's the area that needs more resources. When we think about tackling these opportunities, we're talking about expanding a youth ministry or expanding like another pastor for Collective or opening a special needs department that would be a permanent department that we would have. And so we're asking you to begin to pray about that. The general fund is the financial resources that Grace Church uses to turn the lights back on Monday morning. It allows us to move the gospel further faster as we do our normal ministries of Grace Church. So I'm asking you to pray and ask the Lord, how should I and could I be involved in an intentional, regular, and ongoing way? And when I go into the church's website, graceohio.org, and I open up my GraceLink, I'm setting up a GraceLink profile. I'm putting in reoccurring giving, and that's going into that general fund so that the resources are there for us to continue to expand the ministry and lock hold of the opportunities that God has given us and impact our community in those powerful, powerful ways, right? So asking you to start praying about that, thinking about that. If you need help with it or understanding how to do that, of course, contact the office. We'll walk it through. But we can, and I think we should do this. This is an area that we need to grow in as a church. God has entrusted us with so much. It is so much fun. He actually keeps answering our prayers, and that's created this little bit of a tension point where we need to raise the resources to embrace the opportunities. So if you would start to pray about how can our household, whether that's you or you have family, how can our household intentionally, regularly, in an ongoing way commit to the ongoing ministry financially through Grace Church so that we can do everything from help a homeless person and send a missionary. That's what I'm asking you to do. And I'm confident that as God works in you, He'll work through you and then He'll work through us.